everybody.
Hi guys.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
El Costco.
Welcome you to another Tip a Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tip Tuesday. We're here to save you money.
So today it's going to be kind of a quick video, but I got a really good question that I thought deserved its own special segment. And we got this from one of our favorite subscribers, Miss Gladys.
Hi Gladys, how are you? Thank you for the question.
Yep, Miss Gladys is going on us on April group cruise, and she's booked on New Year's.
She shut it down.
And she's talking about July too.
Woo! Go on, Gladys. Do it, diva.
Yes. So anyway, she asked a really good question, and it's a question that I do get quite often, not so much on the actual Mr. Traveler site, but when I'm booking clients.
Okay, what's the question?
And that is, what do I need to do if I'm traveling with children other than my own, or if I'm a single parent, or I'm a parent traveling without the other parent with you for a minor child?
So let's say you have a child with you that's not yours. You want to know how can you go on a cruise with them and what documents you need. That's a great question.
Yeah, so in Gladys's instance, she wants to bring her nephew on one of the cruises.
Okay.
And so she was asking me, what does she need to do? And so I would tell you this, that it varies by cruise line but here is our advice for you. And I will start this off by saying, please check with each individual cruise line and verify that you're doing everything properly, and verify that you've got everything that they need before you get there, because there's nothing worse than getting to a cruise port only to discover you don't have what you need to travel. That's
a disclaimer.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, it's a big one, because that has happened to us before.
And so let's say this also, because we're just talking about cruising in general, and typically most of our audience, we're talking about Caribbean cruising or Alaska or Hawaii, things like that. If you're going elsewhere, like into Canada or going over into Europe or going on a land resort, things like that, you need to also visit the travel.gov site.
Okay, the site is right here.
Okay, and check and see what documents that you're going to need for that. But specifically, this video is just touching on basics for going on a cruise.
Okay.
Probably what a majority of our viewers are looking at.
Yeah, not so much resort or just flying into the island. This is actually for cruising.
Okay.
Going through customs.
Yep. So some of the cruise lines just require you to have a letter from the parents. And then you have to have a birth certificate and things like that. So here's my recommendation, because some cruise lines require it to be notarized, some don't. I would suggest, for customs sake, for going through customs, my recommendation is that you have a letter not only from one parent but from both parents, and that it be notarized.
But you don't need them for both parents, right? Just the one if you're a single parent.
So let's take, for instance, let's take Gladys's case. She's taking a nephew. Neither one of the parents are there. I would get a letter from both parents, or have the parents both sign the document and have it notarized, where they can present their ID, stating that they know that you are traveling with their child, and that that you're in custody and care of the child during the vacation.
Good idea.
I would recommend definitely getting it notarized always. If you can, I will also recommend getting a passport for the child.
That's even better. That'll save a whole lot of time.
Yeah. We get the question all the time too, and we always recommend people get passports. I really think that it's worth the investment.
Me too.
If you get on the island and God forbid something should happen back at home, or something should happen with you or somebody in your party, and you've only got a birth certificate and an ID, you will find that it's going to be very difficult for you to fly home. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it'll be very difficult.
It's going to be a long process.
Yeah. Whereas if you all have your passports, you can say passport and do what you need to do to get to leave. A minor child traveling with somebody outside the parent, or just with one of the parents, I definitely recommend having that passport. Okay.
Okay.
Birth certificate. Now, the minor child, your birth certificate has to be from a government agency.
Yes, you can't just have a copy of it.
Yeah, it's got to have a seal on it. It needs to be from a government agency. Most of the cruise lines will not accept the hospital versions of the birth certificate, so you want to make sure that it's notarized.
That's interesting.
Yep.
So if I have my niece with me and I'm going on a cruise, I can't just show a copy of her birth certificate.
Yeah.
No, you have to have something with a notarized, raised seal on it, or a passport.
And let me say this to you: and this is why I said from the beginning to make sure that you check with the cruise line beforehand to see what they need. Because I'll be very honest with you, like we've been with our niece, and her mother's been with us.
Yes.
And they never ask for anything from the father. Have never asked, but she does all Carnival. They have never asked for it, so I always thought that was kind of, leery. But in this day and age of people kidnapping kids and
you have to be careful.
And divorces and things like that going bad, somebody runs off with the kid. I mean, it's some crazy stuff out here nowadays.
It is.
So you may not have experiences. That may not be the case. But I don't know that I would take the chance. If you're traveling alone, I would get that. It doesn't take but a moment to have the other parents sign the document, get it notarized, and just have it.
It'll be so much easier because it'll make your vacation much easier. It could put a damper on your vacation if you're not prepared. So make sure you do what we're telling you, because we've been there. We've been stopped in customs and had to have things faxed over and almost not going on the cruise because we didn't have the correct documentation.
Matter of fact, Tiny Traveler went with her grandma. Remember that time?
I remember.
Tiny Traveler went with her grandma, and her mom was not with her. And we had to hurry up. She had to end up faxing something down to Carnival, and they did let her on the ship after they got the document. And it didn't have to be notarized or anything, but that's Carnival.
Yeah, I think it was a copy of my sister's license, and she had to write a note and sign it. It was so many documents she had to fax over that we almost missed the ship. Yeah. I remember that. And
a lot of the cruise lines have a form, a downloadable form for the permission for the kids to go along. So, there's so many cruise lines, and there's so many variations to what they require and what they don't require, what customs requires.
Yes.
Personally, like I said, call the cruise line and verify with them. But in general, I would say that if you get yourself that notarized copy, that letter from the parents,
you should be good,
and you'll be good to go. So in Gladys's case, I would get both parents to sign off on it, notarized. Boom. We're going with Gladys. We're going with Mr. Traveler. We're going, and Mrs. Traveler, we're getting ready to go have some fun.
It's best to have too many documents. There's not enough. So get everything you can, Gladys, and go ahead and have fun and enjoy your nephew.
Invest in a passport too. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think that's the best thing too. You still need to know. Listen, you still need to know everything, but passports are just like extra cement saying, who the child is. And the child's passports don't last as long as the adult ones, because obviously the children grow when they change their appearance and their height and all that stuff. So I still think it's worth the investment. If you're going to be traveling once or twice a year, just go for it.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, thank you, Gladys, so much for the awesome question that took up our Tip Tuesday.
Yes, we hope we answered your questions. Just in case you had a child to bring, or you had like your niece or nephew or little cousin you was bringing on a cruise with you, make sure you have all your documents. That is the purpose of this video. Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you for watching as always. Thank you so much for watching. Life's short. Have fun. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.